G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support over the years. I'm going to work on this Japanese black pine this time of year. It's still winter here in Melbourne, but the deciduous trees are just starting to move a little bit. It's a little bit early this year, but it's been a bit warmer than expected. So things are starting to move. So I wanted to actually also good time to wire my Japanese black pine. So this black pine might look pretty good shape to you in the camera, but it's trying to get this tree to the next level, always advancing your trees, always getting them to the better and better each time, each year, each season. So a lot of the branches here, they look like they're in place, but it's the fine refinement part now, just slowly improving slightly here and there. So that's what I'm going to do with this tree. So it's pretty much a before and after I'm thinking it's going to be, but I'll take you through why it's important to and how I design the branches and pat them up and things like that. I haven't been doing that much videos lately. I don't have a huge amount of raw stock in such a thing in a way that I can transform them. I know a lot of people like the transformation videos, so I haven't got a huge amount of raw material. And if you're in Melbourne and you want me to work on your trees, etc., just reach out to me at bonsaiworks@gmail.com. There I can actually style your trees and work on them and do whatever you need. Plus I usually video them, so that's how I get lots of content for my channel. Usually it's mostly working on other people's trees. Alright, let's get started on this black pine. So currently I do have some wire on the tree. What's mostly likely to happen is I've wired the branches, but the tips have grown a bit further than expected, so they've actually grown a bit too far. So I'll have to look at changing that wire, taking that off, or adding an additional wire to the end of a lot of the branches. So there's, like, for example, that little one, it doesn't have a bit of wire on it, but maybe I can just maneuver it with the heavier gauge that's further back. This one probably I'm trying, so you can see I can actually maneuver lots of things without having to rewire. So I wanted to get a bit more shape and layering. So I want to get a nice clean line under there, and anything that's hanging down I'll pluck off. But then I've got the ones on the inside which are kind of pointing up, so I've got to get them into the pads, into the area in here that's blank and bare. So once you maneuver a lot of the lower ones, get the low branch right, get it clean, so much better there now. I like that. These ones are kind of pointing up, so they're the ones that have to be wired. So I haven't got any wire on this one, and it looks kind of silly just pointing up. I've got a bit of wire on this, so these should come into the gaps that I'm going to fill. So you just fill in the gaps kind of thing, and try to make a full pad. So this one in here, I'll have to wire it down and put it in here, and that fills in that gap and that spare spot in there. So that's how you improve the overall look of the tree. So in terms of the pads, so if I keep going, I might maneuver this around here. And one thing I might contemplate is you cannot see this base, this trunk from the camera. I'm pretty sure it's kind of blocked. There is a branch in here I'm contemplating removing, and I think I will. There's no really anywhere I can move it that's going to look good and realistic. So, but I want to be able to at least see this. I want the viewer to be able to see this. Also, there's a branch on this side I might be removing. I want to be able to at least, that's how I can improve the tree better. If you can't see this beautiful, nice trunk and nabari, you're kind of losing a lot of the feature of the tree. So there's probably a couple of branches I'll be maneuvering around just to expose this beautiful base and trunk. So that's another plane. So that's all I'll be doing, just maneuvering branches around. Once I finish off an area, I'll show you what it looks like. But again, the big change would be to show this off. Very important to show the best, one of the main features, to show the age of the tree, nabari, trunk start. It's got a beautiful, this has actually got really nice taper all the way through and great movement, but you can't see this. Okay, so remember that key point, being able to see the trunk initially start. Don't hide this part, this first probably third of the tree. Okay, you probably can see now that I've opened that up. Much better, much more happier. I might just move this branch around this way a little bit, but that's about all I'll do. I think I really like now that you can actually see into this tree. Much more interesting. You see the first beautiful part, beautiful movement, and looks a lot better to me. So I'm going to now start to finish up. I'll wire this fully, I'll wire these now out and see how it all fits into place. So here's the tree fully wired and laid out. You can see it's a much better tree now. I actually done a lot of thinning out at the top, and I think that's helped quite a bit. Thinned out the top quite a bit. Now, apologies for the sound. My recording device, voice recording devices, died, so I'm having to actually just use, unfortunately, the normal mic on the phone, which where I record. So that's why the volume is not as good in my latest videos. I'm working on trying to fix that. But here you go. I want to show you how good this tree looks now. Now you can actually see in as we walk in. You can come see the beautiful trunk movement. Before it was hidden. Now you can actually see quite nice and looking really good. I'm really happy with this tree. I'm hoping this tree continues to develop over summer, and we're actually in into winter now. So good development over summer and then autumn, and it should be ready for the club exhibition next year, hopefully, and I'll be happy with that. So really happy with this result. This tree is looking amazing. All right, thanks for watching, guys, again, and apologies for the sound, and I'll see you next time.